Yeah, wagwan everyone, Andrew J here. So, Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 149 entitled Friends. Honestly, I genuinely enjoyed watching this episode. After arcs upon arcs of having Boruto's character having basically a soft reboot to his character, we finally diving into the manga side of the content. We finally get the progression that I felt that the anime was lacking where his character was concerned. Boruto episode 149, definitely, it's not an action based episode, but from a character standpoint and just seeing the development where the main character is concerned, definitely it's one of the better episodes of the Boruto anime. Welcome everyone, hope everyone's having a great day. Of course, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe and let me know what you thought about the episode if you watched it. Of course, leave a comment, let's discuss it, and if you have a different opinion than me, then fine, no harm done. But let's get right into it. So one of the things I really loved about this episode, as I said before, was the display of the progression where Boruto's character was concerned. It's something that I've mentioned before, where the contrast, or if you compare the characters of Boruto and Tento, the son of the feudal lord in this arc, is that Tento is a character that was basically where Boruto was as a character at the start of the series. Boruto is at the point past where Tento's character is from a maturity standpoint and in terms of how he interprets life and getting what he wants. So the wonder of the Mujina Bandits arc is basically contrasting and comparing these two, and them interacting really helps to showcase where Boruto is coming from, especially since they're both characters who strived for the acknowledgement of their fathers. So that's definitely one of the plus sides of this arc. It really helps to shine through that Boruto is progressing, and that is something that I feel like the Boruto anime has failed to do because of more of the anime original, the canon, but kind of feeling fillerish kind of content for the anime, if I'm being honest. And I think a lot of people, a lot of persons actually agree with me on that one. So there's that. Also, one thing that I really enjoyed about this episode as well was I guess the parallels between the development of Boruto and our old favorite, the old boy himself, Naruto Uzumaki. Just that small scene where he interacted with the feudal lord in this episode kind of gives you a better idea of, or at least the scope of the how large the Naruto world is now and where things have headed where things are now rather when you really compare it to like say part 1 or part 2 to now in the Boruto era, where the feudal lord is basically saying like, yo, all this money and all this budget that we've put towards defense of the country, let's redirect it into education and social services. Yeah, I acknowledge the fact that the whole Kaguya situation, the whole Otsutsuki situation is something that's ever present, but we're kind of like in peacetime. Let's kind of redirect the budget, and just seeing how Naruto handled the situation, it's refreshing to always see Naruto in positions like these where he can flex his, I guess, how should I put it, his decision making mindset these days, and how he handles like conversations with persons in power, political power, not from a combat standpoint. Like situations where we can see Naruto handle things from a non-combative standpoint, I think it's refreshing because it actually focuses on reminding us how far Naruto is coming from and the development he's had and maturity as a character. He's still the old goof that we knew in part 1 in a sense, but he has that maturity factor, that whole leader mindset at the end of the day as well. So I thought that was refreshing. That aside, the episode is still pretty decently paced, as the Mujina Bandits, who are the antagonists for this arc, are still making their moves in the shadows. We still get Shojoji. Obviously, if you watch the extended section of this arc, most persons, well, at least I think most persons could deduce that Shojoji did go ahead and actually kill Tento's butler. I forgot the name of the the butler, Yamoka. Yeah, I believe that was it. And of course they kind of did it in a kind of a subtle way, but just enough to keep you invested in what's happening with the episode, just kind of helping to keep it dynamic. Even though I really love the Boruto and Tento sections, I feel for the anime watchers having this Mujina sections, Mujina aspects of this episode in place still, just to kind of tease you, to make you wonder what's to come. I thought it was good as well. Allows anime only watchers to still remain interested, especially for those who probably might not appreciate or dissect the progression that's on display for Boruto as a character. So yeah, um that aside, I really did enjoy just seeing Tento doing the whole shuriken training and everything, and Boruto basically just, just through this dialogue, through the decisions he makes. I mean, even down to the simple decision of not accepting the card, I believe it was a Sasuke card from Tento, really and truly shows the development that Boruto has had coming from the Momoshiki arc, which is the arc that was right before this one in the manga, which made it feel like Boruto's progression felt a bit more natural in the manga, if you ask me. So, all in all factors considered, episode 149 kinda runs down to being a pretty good episode for me personally speaking. I would highly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet, or just the Mujina Bandits arc on a whole. I believe you should start it. The extended section, it's alright, but so far, definitely loving the anime adaptation of the Mujina Bandits arc so far. Hopefully I did not miss anything from the episode. The episode does end with basically them giving the heads up, or they basically shouting in our faces that yeah, the Shojoji, the boss of the Mujina Bandits, basically has infiltrated the feudal lord's whole hotel where Tento is staying, and based on the next episode preview, things are going to even be like shooken up, or things are going to take a major turn for the worse where Tento is concerned. So that should be fun to watch. Of course I already know what's going to happen, so yeah, but it should be fun to watch to see how they adapt it. But all in all, hope you guys enjoyed my little dissection, little review for episode 149. Of course, be sure to check out my review for Boruto manga chapter 44, as the Boruto manga is on fire right now. Honestly, definitely need to check it out. And stay safe, wash your hands. Hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, that was a good